For St. Patty's Day, shouldn't we have like doing shots of whiskey?
Yeah, whiskey or Guinness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be all loopy.
Green beer.
Green beer. We need to be loopy doing this.
I don't do that though.
Oh, that's right. I don't either.
I have drank green beer and green whiskey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Can you pretend?
Can I?
2 shots of green water. I can do.
Sure, that'd be great.
Okay. All right. You ready?
I am ready.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the 4.
You're chilling in Mount Rushmore.
Giant wall of solid granite.
Yeah, we're not
We as Americans.
We're Americans with a capital A.
God bless America.
God bless America.
Let the challenges begin.
Here we go. Welcome into the Mount Rushmore podcast. My name is Jonny Hartwell, the morning show host at 94.5 3WS in Pittsburgh. The top 4 of everything, the definitive top 4 of everything. Today's topic is the top 4 Irish celebrities or personalities or however we want to put it. Now, when we were discussing this, I said, I got one. And then you said...
I said Lucky Charms leprechaun.
I was like, that was going to be my number 1. So we have to make a rule and say that it has to be a real person. Can we say that? Can we say that? Or is it all 4 of your people on your list?
They're all real
people.
Yes, some of them are living and breathing right now.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, the Mount Rushmore podcast is brought to you by Sleep Number. A Sleep Number bed allows you to adjust the perfect comfort level. For example, my Sleep Number setting is 40, but if you like it softer or firmer, it's never a problem. In fact, both sides of the bed are adjustable. So a lot of couples, disagree on the mattress firmness, but we don't disagree. You don't.
No, we like it squishy.
We do. All right, that should be a Sleep Number slogan. If you like it firm, no problem. But if you like it squishy, like us, find a Sleep Number store at sleepnumber.com. All right, so we're talking celebrating St. Patty's Day, even though neither one of us are drinking any kind of Irish whiskey or beer or anything like that.
But I have green eyes.
You have green eyes.
I do. That makes me kind of Irish, right?
The Irish
and
eyes are smiling. Yeah, well, maybe I should I get my the color? Should I color my hair red so I can be Irish too?
Sure.
Although I come from a Scotch Irish background.
Yeah,
my mother was Jamieson. She was a Jamieson, which is kind of Jameson kind of thing. It's sort of so.
And Jameson is Irish whiskey, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So. And your dog is licking me, and that's always scary. She has a scary dog. Now I really need to drink.
She's tenderizing the meat.
Yeah, her dog, like most dogs, are cuddly and friendly.
No, not her.
Not hers. And her name is Daisy, which is funny because that is such a lovely, docile name.
Deceiving.
It is. Daisy, behave. No eating the podcasters. Okay, so we jump into it.
Sure.
The top 4 Irish celebrities. What is your number 4?
Sinead O'Connor.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she is, I don't know. I've loved her for a long time, although she's lost her marbles a little bit lately.
Just a bit? Just a bit? Yeah.
But I actually purchased her first album the day it came out at Camelot Music at the Franklin Mall.
Anybody know what Camelot Music is?
I know. Old people know.
Records. What are records? What is this record store thing? What did they sell? Did they sell records?
They did.
Like hospital dental records or something like that?
No, not those guys.
All right. So
and I actually had to pronounce her name for them because they didn't know how to say it.
Yeah. But she had one hit. She had one hit.
Really? That's what you think of her as one hit?
Oh,
no,
yeah. She's a one-hit wonder.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
Not really. No. Yeah. She has a pretty good discography, and I would say for a while there were a lot of like a cult fan kind of base. Because when I went to a show,
now she just joined a cult.
Yeah. That's kind of a strange turn of events, but
I'm digging deep to my college days. James Joyce and He was an author. He's legendary in Ireland. He wrote the book Ulysses, and I took a course in humor in literature. And the first day, the professor said we had to read Ulysses in 1 week. Now, Ulysses is about 1.5 inches thick. And it was like, I went to the store, saw how thick it was, and I'm like, there's no stinking way I'll ever read this in a week. So I refused to buy it. And it was a joke. It was a joke. He had people buy Ulysses because basically it was his introduction to humor. And then he had everybody buy the book. Then he described what the book was about and made people interested, and he would hope that somebody was interested enough to read the book. And it is a fascinating book. It's a book. It's very weird. He writes in different styles. Like each chapter it has the Iliad and the Odyssey as a pretext. It's just a bizarre book, but it was banned in America because of its what at the time was pornographic material, which is more like body humor today. So James Joyce, now if there's anybody listening in Ireland, they would have to agree with me. James Joyce deserves to be on this list.
Sounds good to me.
And you're like, James Joyce, he's the one-hit wonder.
I have not read James
You know
Joyce,
what? But I read maybe 3 pages, 4 pages maybe, because I went to the library, and I've read the Bible cover to cover. And I got to say that Ulysses is the most difficult read you'll ever experience, because way he wrote, he would have sentences that were pages long, and he was basically making fun of writers and authors who were very verbose by being verbose.
Yeah, I know.
Like he would describe somebody as ham-fisted, ugly, it would go on. It would be hyphen after hyphen after hyphen after hyphen, and you're like, what the hell is all
So
this
it was
on?
your professor introducing you guys to
Yes,
humor?
yes. The whole course was based on humorous literature.
Oh, okay.
And so to him, this was the pinnacle of satire. Was this book?
And it is satire?
It is.
Oh, okay.
It is. There's courses dedicated to just that book. There's no way. No way.
How many pages?
Oh God,
1,000?
1,000 easily. Finnegan's Wake's even longer.
But you have read the whole thing?
Oh God, no.
Oh, no, you haven't?
No, there's no way. And I wouldn't be able to understand it, because he'll talk about the Irish countryside for chapters.
Is it a continuous story?
Well, that's the thing, is that it was writ in serial form for newspapers, so it was very choppy. He would write like a chapter in a Baroque style, and then a classical style, and then something else.
Oh, that sounds like a brain herder.
And then he would do like 60 pages in just like free form thought, and you would without punctuation. And you have to figure out what the hell this book was all about.
It sounds like he was drinking some green beer.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. All right. So, let's get to number 3.
My number 3 is Clive Staples Lewis, which is C.S. Lewis.
Oh, okay.
But it's strange because he's listed as an Englishman, but he was born in Ireland. So I'm not really sure how that works.
All right. Well, for this, you can make up your own rules.
He's Irish as far as I'm concerned.
Rule breaker, you.
I know. Not
no,
really.
Okay, he's the author of like the
Chronicles of Narnia.
Okay, yeah.
The Screw Tape Letters, which I adore.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite. And it's actually playing in Pittsburgh somewhere, I think. I wanted to go see that, but I think we're going to be on vacation. Anyhow, his anthology is rather large, and he was friends with Mr. Tolkien.
Oh, okay.
They were buddies.
And that's why because they both wrote fantasy literature.
They worked at the same university. I think they both were at Oxford at the same time, and they became good friends. And they were of Christian religious background, so they kind of were.
I think in grade school I read the book, the candle and the candlestick maker and the wardrobe. What is it?
That would be The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah, that's so close.
I don't know about grade school.
Really? Yeah, maybe.
I think I read it in middle school.
Okay. Well,
very good.
Okay. My number 3. There's been some fabulous Irish actors. Daniel Day-Lewis, who is, just about every movie he's ever been, he gets nominated for an Oscar. There's Richard Harris, who's like the quintessential Shakespearean actor. Peter O'Toole, which is in one of my favorite movies of all time, Lawrence of Arabia. But I have to go with the actor who was, beyond, any kind of like Oscar or Academy nomination or, Academy Award winner. The greatest honor you could bestow on an actor is 3 words. Bond. James Bond. Pierce Brosnan, my number 3.
Really? You did that? I'm surprised you did that because he's not your favorite Bond.
He's not my favorite Bond. No, he's no Daniel Craig or Sean Connery, but he has the distinction of being James Bond.
He does, and he's Irish.
So he deserves to be on this list.
Remington Steele fan too?
No. Yeah, there's no honor in Remington Steele. 007, once you become a Bond official, then it's okay.
So what number is he for you?
He's number 3.
Number 3, okay. You ready for my number 2?
I'm ready for number 2.
Conor McGregor.
All right, okay. Yeah, because I know you're a huge fight fan.
He's awesome.
You just like his tattoos.
His tattoos are awesome.
I knew it. Fess up.
But they are kind of hilarious because he's got like a Japanese-style gorilla tattooed on his chest, and then he has like a more realistic tiger face on his belly.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you something. Do you know if you can tell me one of his opponents, just one of his opponents?
He fought Mayweather, but that was a boxing match, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe Uriah Faber.
Okay, all right. I was going to give you a hard time. Like, the only reason you picked him is because he's shirtless and has tattoos.
No, that is not the only reason. No, it's part of it, though. But have you ever seen that man in a suit? What did I tell you about a man in a suit?
Oh, she likes a man in a suit.
And a beard.
And I don't have either.
You're working on a beard right now.
I'm scruffy. It's not a beard. It's just scruffy.
It's scruffy.
Because I'm,
But as far as, like, the personality and the I mean, he's an MMA champ. Come on.
I considered him.
He could beat up all of our people on our list.
All right. My number 2, if you don't have this one on your list, I'll be very disappointed because when you think Ireland, you think Paul Hewson, Bono.
Oh, I have that.
Yeah, I know. Okay, good. I feel good. I feel better that you would include Bono if you.
Oh my goodness, you have to include Bono.
Bono.
Bono's my number 1.
And he. Oh, okay. He's my number 2. So I guess now that we know you're number 1, now why did you put him at number 1?
Bono?
Yeah, I think
that's a pretty long list.
It's
musically, he's a fabulous vocalist. He seems like, and of course I don't know the man, but he seems like a very good human being.
Yeah.
His philanthropy, the fact that he's been married to the same woman forever and adores her, seems to be like a pretty great dad. He's a churchgoer. Like his religious convictions are pretty big deal for him, and I don't know, just all around pretty awesome dude.
I hear he's a pretty good singer.
I said that.
and you might know him as a singer. All right, my number 1 is Arthur. His name is Arthur, and he has been the father of many children. I mean, thousands, maybe millions of children around the world. Arthur Guinness, the man who gave us Guinness beer. My number 1.
That's your number 1.
Well, how can you? All right, first of all, his book, the Guinness Book of World Records, outsells every book in the world, including the Bible and the Torah and the Islamic, what is it? The
Quran.
Quran, yeah. But of course, his beer is world famous. And just think how many children has started with a pint of Guinness. A lot.
Wow.
That's why I put him at number 1.
It's pretty beer.
I could have put, and it's really hard to make that a green beer though, because it's
No,
so
I
dark.
don't. You could make the foam green.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the foam, it is a beautiful beer, and it smells fabulous, but man, it doesn't taste good to me.
See, I like it. I like
Do
it.
you?
Yeah,
It's like a meal. It's like a meal in a glass.
It is. It's a thick beer. It's not a beer that you would chug, but it's a stout beer. It's pure
manly
Irish
beer.
And I almost went with James Jameson on there with the whiskey, but Guinness is like almost 100 years older than Jameson whiskey, so I had to give it to Arthur.
Well, you have to have some alcohol in an Irish countdown too, I think.
Exactly. So we got to salute the Irish with Guinness. Arthur Guinness, we salute you, even though neither one of us have any beer or any kind of alcohol right now. So there you go. That's our list. Is there any point of trying to have a consensus top 4? We should put Bono at number 1.
Yes, I think so.
And then definitely Pierce Brosnan as number 2.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
so
I don't
we
think
agree
so.
that number 007 is
no,
as good as
number
Bono.
4.
Okay, I'll take
maybe number 4.
Can we...
You know what? We didn't talk about my honorable mentions that are awesome.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I have 2. Well, I have Liam Neeson, but he's not. The other 2 that are my funny ones.
Okay.
Mary Mallon. Do you know who she is?
No.
Typhoid Mary.
Oh, she was Irish?
Yes.
I thought she lived in America.
She did, but she was born in Ireland.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know that. She died in New York after hurting a lot of people.
Just a little background. This woman is obsessed with serial killers, and even though this woman was, she didn't intend on killing people, but she...
yeah, she kind of did.
Yeah, well, once she kind of knew she had typhoid, she continued to
She
poison.
cooked.
She
She was a cook, and she continued to cook, and even when they tried to make her stop cooking, she wouldn't stop cooking. So the other one was one that I found in my research.
Mm-hmm.
She was a pirate named Anne Bonny, and she was married to Calico Jack.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. There were 2 women on her ship. They got taken over and arrested.
Okay.
And she and the other woman on board managed to not get executed because they were pregnant.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Were they really pregnant?
I believe so, because the one actually died in prison during childbirth.
Oh, okay.
And then the history of Anne Bonny is kind of sketchy after that.
Okay.
But there's my crazy ladies.
All right, so there's our top 4 lists of the greatest Irish celebrities for St. Paddy's Day. If you have a suggestion on or maybe you have a addition or a subtraction that we should put on this list, please let us know at johnny@3wsradio.com. Or if you have a suggestion for our future podcast, please email us and let us know what you think. There you go. Say bye, Christi.
Bye, Christi.
Hey! Welcome to the 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right then.